Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this late hour in black and white. I'm glad you could be here to watch and be a part of two desperate prisoners' escape from the dark castle. Let's begin. That's right, we are back in the dark castle. It's October, Halloween is close, and nothing is more dark and sinister and, may I add, difficult than trying to escape the dark castle. But our two prisoners here, Fletcher and Smith, are going to try anyway. Fletcher with cunning as the best trait, and Smith with might. He is the muscle. Both prisoners will begin with 18 health points. Both prisoners also have a character flaw. Smith is deranged, so once per game during combat he can rest and attack in the same round. And Fletcher is desperate, so she can change a character die into any result of her liking once per game as well. So as I said, Fletcher is cunning and also decent in the other traits. The Smith sure has might as the best trait. Wisdom, decent, but cunning, not so good. Hopefully they will complement each other. As those of you familiar with the game might have noticed, I use some of the expansions and extra rules. For example, the death dice here that will give the monsters shields and make them more difficult. But the flaws will give the prisoners an increased chance of survival. So with that out of the way, let's build the castle. First, we will begin with the final boss and draw one here, so we don't know what to expect if we get so far. Now the next step is to count 15 cards that will make the castle itself. So I will shuffle them here and count some of the cards from the top. Let's just take a few here and then mix the cards again, pick some more. Yeah, and we just need a few more now. There we go. And one more, that's 15. So 15 different things that we will encounter, hopefully good. Finally, one start card. There are 3 to choose from, and let's pick this one. Everything is ready. After many years in imprisonment, the two prisoners now have their chance, and the Smith and the Fletcher will attempt to escape the dark castle. Only thing left now is to choose who will be you. And I think the Smith will be you. Let's go. And here we have found a secret passage. Discard a chapter card from the castle deck. Oh, that's good. In the tunnel beyond a lone barrel stands sentinel in the darkness. Draw one item card. So this beginner card will shorten our way through the castle. I will take one chapter card away. Now only 14 remains, but I will only be able to draw one item card, not 2 as usual. So let's just shuffle the items. Hopefully we can draw something really, really good. Ooh, and that's the Golden Axe, a 2-handed relic weapon. Really cool, from one of the expansions, I think from the collector's box. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But the Golden Axe here has a special die along with it, and that die will be rolled alongside the character die. I will give the Golden Axe to the Smith. And yes, that was a great item to begin with, a weapon. Now let's face the first chapter in the castle. The only way forward is down these stairs, which look ready to collapse. Each player must try to roll a double in one attempt, and they have 3 tries, and for every failure they will lose 1 health point. So doubles it is. Let's see if we can roll any doubles. There are doubles here. The Fletcher will roll double in her first attempt. But Smith, unfortunately, will stumble down the stairs. He will also fail in his second attempt. Come on. No. No doubles. Smith will stumble all the way down the stairs and hit the bottom hard. He will lose 3 health points. Bad start for the Smith, but the Fletcher goes down the stairs in style. So as a reward, Fletcher will now be you. Let's continue. And here we have a nobleman wandering the bowels of the castle. He offers a reward.
Psst.
Yeah, I could choose to just agree with him and he will reward us, or I could fight him and draw 2 item cards. No, I will take 1 item and avoid the fight. So that's a potion of evasion I can use instead of losing hit points. That's good. As long as we can avoid any fighting, that's really, really great. Let's take a new chapter. And we are now in a chamber where we pick our way through the filth and draw an item card. That's great. Another item card. And this time an elixir of insight. So I can discard in any round of combat and change the chapter die to a trait of my choice. I will give that to Fletcher and she will still be you. Now this is really good. Let's continue with this chapter. Oh, and here we go. A monstrous winged creature swoops at you from the darkness above. Now we can't talk our way out of this one. But first you must try to roll cunning or doubles to avoid an attack before the combat begins, and the Fletcher really should be able to roll cunning, but she is not, so she will lose 2 health points before the combat begins. And as a combat special, Fletcher can no longer block incoming damage, so even though she rolls shields, well, that will not be effective. But let's build the monster. First a cunning and a wisdom, and then 2 death dice, in this case 2 shields. Not good. But let's go. We have the golden axe, and this monster will do 2 damage per round. Let's roll. And that's not bad at all. The golden axe will roll doubles and Smith will roll a shield. So these 2 can remove the 2 shields. Fletcher rolls wisdom. Unfortunately, she will take 2 damage. Smith blocked the attack. He will be unharmed. And that leaves 1 cunning. Come on, that should be possible to roll just 1 cunning. And there we go. Plenty. The monster is defeated. So no big deal after all. And with the monster out of the way, the reward is 1 item, and that's a rotten shield. That's not as bad as it sounds. That will block damage, 1 health point of damage, down to a minimum of 1. I will give that to Fletcher. And then the Smith will continue as you, as we proceed through the dark castle. Next chapter. And a haggard old woman appears out of nowhere and offers to read your fortune. Something in her eyes speaks of a greater power, and you feel it's wise to comply. So each player must individually declare a trait and try to roll it in 1 attempt. And of course, Fletcher will choose cunning and roll might. So she'll lose 1 health point. And Smith will choose might, of course, and he will roll as intended. And the reward is 1 health point and 1 item. And that's a loaf of bread that will restore 2 hit points. And the Fletcher will eat the bread right away. Not bad. That's another chapter done. Things ain't going too bad, I guess. Let's proceed. And, maybe I spoke too early. This chamber is flanked by caves and littered with gnawed bones. A guttural growl rings out as something emerges, and that something is a horrible monster that we can choose to tackle head on, and I think we'll do that. The monster will do 3 damage each round, but only roll 2 dice, and the death dice will be 1 shield and a might cunning double. 3 damage to each prisoner if the monster isn't defeated right away. Come on. Yeah, and wait a minute, there is a golden axe, and that means that I can remove any die from the monster, and then we have doubles and shields, and that is plenty, more than enough, to eliminate that monster right away. And we draw another item, a rusted flail. Once per round of combat when you roll cunning, you can roll again and choose which result to apply. I will definitely give that to the Fletcher. She should roll some cunning dice, at least in theory. So she'll take the rusted flail. The monster is defeated. We are ready to continue. Right into a candlelit chamber where we interrupt a sacrificial ceremony, and a robed man in a death mask declares that you too must be sacrificed. Oh, wow. And the combat special is that you are overcome with fear, and any doubles that you roll will count as singles, and no blocking as well. So the smith is limited in this battle, and the cultists are made of 1 cunning, 1 wisdom, and 2 shields. Oh, yeah. Well, no way around this. Let's go. 2 damage, 2 health each round if we don't defeat the cultists. And the dice roll is not the best. The golden axe rolls double wisdom, but we can't roll doubles with the smith, so that's a single wisdom. And then a might. I can't use that for anything. I will combine the 2 wisdom dice to remove 1 shield. And no blocking this round, but the Fletcher will only lose 1 hit point. Because of the rotten shield, the smith will lose 2 health points. And another roll. Let's see this time. Oh no, that's the skull. The golden axe is broken, and the smith will lose a hit point. He swings the axe and it is destroyed, and he hits himself. Oh, what a mess. Now let's see, what do we have here? We can remove 1 shield with the shield, or we could remove the cunning and the wisdom. Again, the might is useless. I will remove... come on, what do we do here? I will remove the shield. Then we have 1 cunning and 1 wisdom to deal with. Come on, let's do it. Oh no, 2 might, that's useless, and here comes a cup of coffee. That will not help the prisoners, but it might help me. I can't use these might dice for anything, and I forgot to take damage in the last round, so I will use the evasion potion, and the smith will take 2 health points of damage, and the Fletcher also 2, remember, because of her rotten shield. So now it's time to go again. Come on, cunning and wisdom. Again a might shield. That will not help the smith. But 1 cunning, and I can reroll because of the rusted flail. So I will, well, that's at least something. The Fletcher will block damage and roll 1 cunning and 1 might. So the only die I can remove is a cunning die, and unfortunately the smith will take damage. I forgot 1 health of damage to the Fletcher earlier, so I'll correct that. Come on, wisdom. And this is Escape the Dark Castle, as I remember. All the wrong dice. No wisdom. But I think it's time to use the desperate character flaw to change 1 die into a desired result, and that is wisdom in this case. We have finally defeated the cultists. So 1 item, a rotten apple. Let's give that to the smith. He will have 1 health point back. That was pretty tough. I will have some coffee before we continue. And the Fletcher will proceed as you. And what do we have here? We have been hunted by the ferocious castle hounds. You become separated, and each of you must fight alone. So we will roll 1 die for each hound, and if we have less than half starting health points, we'll have to roll 2. Oh, that was lucky. The rotten apple just saved the smith here, but we must fight the smith and the Fletcher, not side by side, but alone against the hounds. So we can't rest or anything. The smith will have to defeat a hound with wisdom and cunning, and the Fletcher will have to defeat a hound with a shield. The smith will begin, and wisdom and cunning is not the best traits, but he rolls a double. He cannot remove the split double die because he will need a cunning and a wisdom to remove that, but he rolls a shield and he will take no damage. The hounds will do 1 damage each turn. Now the Fletcher, and she rolls a might. Useless. She will lose 1 health. And she will lose that even though she has the rotten shield. The smith will go again. A might. He can't use that. I highly doubt he will be able to defeat this hound. The Fletcher maybe can do it. She rolls a cunning, but she has the rusted flail. She will roll again, and that's a shield. So she will defeat her hound and take no damage. Now she can aid the smith in his fight, and that will probably help a lot. Both of them can attack the hound and roll cunning and might. And again, the Fletcher can reroll. That will definitely not do any good. Again, we need wisdom, and Fletcher saves the day. A roll with cunning and wisdom, just what we needed. The hounds are history. And we will draw a liquid luck potion. That will be able to reroll a character die, but only apply the second result. The smith will take that. Still, Fletcher is you as we continue through the corridors of the dark castle. We enter a chamber and force our way through the door and then realize we have destroyed a creature's nest, and now the creature wails as it approaches from the darkness. Yeah, I can understand that, but we will have to fight the creature nonetheless. The creature will do 2 damage and only attack the Fletcher because she's you. And we have to defeat a might, a cunning, and 2 shields. Come on. And Fletcher rolls a shield. That's good, because she's the only one attacked. And that's a might, cunning, and then we have an additional might. So I will use the might to remove the might and the shield to remove a shield. And no one will take damage here. Let's go again. Ooh, and here we go. 2 might and a shield that will remove the shield, and here we have 1 cunning. We will defeat the creature and take no damage. I'm sorry I stepped on the nest, but, well, we draw an item, and now we get the healing versus. Whenever the smith rolls a double, he can restore 1 hit point. He definitely needs that, so he will get the item, and I will get my coffee. Our 2 prisoners will continue their escape. And they will apparently find an old stone well. And as they reach in to test the water, they disturb a spirit. Not good. Again, combat. And this time you, the Fletcher, are incapacitated in the first round. The Fletcher can't fight or rest or anything. And the spirit is made of 1 cunning, 1 wisdom, and 2 death dice. No shields this time, but doubles. They are also really hard to deal with. And the Fletcher will take damage, and the spirit will do 2 damage each turn. And Smith will roll a shield and 2 might. So first, he will use the healing versus to restore 1 health point. And he will not take any damage. But the double might really won't do any good. He can't remove any of the creature's dice, and the Fletcher will unfortunately still take damage. But she can join in here in the next round of combat. 2 damage to the Fletcher, which is only 1 because of the rotten shield. Now both prisoners can fight. And we have 1 might, and we have wisdom and cunning. And the Fletcher will roll a shield. So we can combine might and wisdom to remove one death die and use cunning to remove another die. But the smith unfortunately will take 2 health points of damage. Next round, come on. And again, a shield with might and cunning and a wisdom. So we can remove 1 wisdom, or we can combine might and wisdom and remove the death dice. That's what we will do. Sadly, the smith will take 2 health points of damage, full damage. Fletcher defended with a shield, and now the smith will rest. He will not participate in this combat round. We only need a wisdom. And we will of course get a cunning, but with the rusted flail, the Fletcher can reroll and get the same result. Smith will restore 1 health point after his rest, and the Fletcher will take 1. And there we go. Wisdom. Yes, that will eliminate this awful spirit. And we will take our reward. And that looks really good. That's the Fury Shard. Another relic once per round of combat. When you roll a double, you may roll again and apply both results. The smith will get rid of his liquid luck, and instead he will carry the Fury Shard. Both prisoners are below half health points, but I don't think we have that many chapters left. Let's see, there are 4 chapters left before the final boss. Let's continue. And here we have a wooden chest, protected by a gauntlet of vicious-looking traps. So we have to decide to move on. It's not worth the risk. We can just proceed, and otherwise we can risk. No, I won't take any risks here. We have items enough, good items. Let's just leave the chest and move on. That way, we only have 3 chapters left. In this sweltering chamber, a blacksmith is forging a sword. He is so absorbed in his craft that you spot an opportunity to steal from him. Oh, that's the same as the previous chapter. We can just proceed, move on. I'm not going to steal from the blacksmith. Why would I do that? We have plenty of items. Let's continue to another chapter. Ooh, and oh my god, this one looks hideous. A hideous creature emerges from the darkness ahead. It drools at the sight of you. How gross. Now we can tackle this beast 2 ways. Surround the beast and attack from all sides, or stay together. I think we'll surround the beast. That will do more damage, but we will only have 3 dice to deal with. 1 might and 2 shields. We can do that with the rusted flail and the Fury Shard. Come on. We can take this one out in 1 round. Yes. 2 shields. Double might. And with a double, the smith will immediately restore 1 health point. And with the Fury Shard, he can actually roll again. So we have 3 might. So with the first 2 might, we can remove a shield, and the second might can remove the single might, and the shield from the Fletcher can remove the final shield. Yes, as I hoped, we just kicked this hideous creature's butt in 1 attempt and get another rotten shield as reward. But wait a minute. We have benefited a lot from the healing verses, but it takes doubles for the verses to function. And with only 1 chapter left, I think the Rotten Shield is a better option. It will absorb 1 damage every round of combat. So the smith will continue with the Rotten Shield instead of the healing verses. And Fletcher will be you here in the final chapter of the castle. With no monster. You stumble upon an enticing store of castle supplies. As you approach, the portcullis begins to lower. You must act quickly. So, first, we'll have to nominate 1 of the prisoners to prevent the closing, and that takes a might roll. So the smith will be the one to do that. He will have to roll might in one attempt. And of course, we'll have to hit the dice tray. Yes, he rolls might. So that was the first part. The next part is to roll cunning. Yeah, that's a job for the Fletcher. She can easily... apparently not. The portcullis is too heavy, and both prisoners will lose 1 health point as it slams to the ground. You know what? I'll take that damage. That's fine, because now we are through the castle. We only, and I dare say only, need to face the final boss. I think the prisoners are in good shape. Good items. Come on. And here we face the demented priestess. You cannot harm me. Behold the devotion of my followers. The priestess is protected by her possessed underlings, and these are the 3 might dice. So we'll have to remove these 3 dice first before we can harm the priestess herself. So let's just build the final boss. 3 might dice, her underlings. That will be her shield. And the priestess herself is made of 1 wisdom and 2 death dice. And they are a split cunning wisdom and a shield. I think we can do this. We have a chance. First coffee and then a whole lot of might. Come on. First combat round. And 1 might. But the Fletcher rolls cunning and can roll again with the rusted flail, and this time it's a shield and another might. So the Fletcher will take no damage, and we can remove 2 might underlings. But unfortunately, the smith will take 2 health points of damage. He was saved by the rotten shield. We still need 1 might before we can hurt the priestess. And the Fletcher rolls a shield, but no might. Really, really bad. And the smith is hurt again, and he is already heavily wounded. No might, no rerolls. The smith will take damage, and the Fletcher is unharmed. But that means Smith will have to rest now. He cannot risk another round of combat. The Fletcher must fight alone and roll cunning. No might, but a roll again, and again it's a shield and a might. That will remove the final underling, and the Fletcher will take no damage. Now we can finally attack the priestess herself. And this is a really good time to play the deranged character flaw of the smith. So he can rest and fight in the same round. He will rest 1 health point and he will participate in the battle against the priestess. Yeah! 2 shields. Cunning and wisdom and a double might. Wait a minute, the double might can remove the shield, but the smith can roll again with the fury shard. So we can remove the shield and the other death die, and we only need 1. Yes, we got it! We needed 1 wisdom, we got 2. So, well, everything, it's over, it's done. The priestess is defeated. I can't believe it. This rarely happens. A successful escape from the dark castle I will celebrate with the rest of my coffee. The Fletcher and the smith, they were the most effective and successful prisoner couple, as far as I can remember. At least if you can remember my last 2 playthroughs of Escape the Dark Castle, but this time it was different. The demented priestess was defeated. Really cool. So while I try to catch my breath and start to put the things away here, I could mention that the developer has announced a follow-up to Escape the Dark Castle, a version 2.0 with new mechanics, but a lot of the same good old stuff. And another game as well, Escape the Dark Forest, also coming soon. Yes. And with that said, Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you will join me for future videos.